For classwork today, you're going to complete this. You're going to have 3 things to do. This is the first one. I'm going to do a couple of these with you. So they're asking you to write the ratio for tangent of angle Z. So angle Z is right here. If I name my sides, the one across from the 90 is the hypotenuse. The one across from the reference angle is opposite. The one next to the reference angle is adjacent. Right? So they want to write tangent, and we know that tangent is opposite over adjacent. Again, you have to know how you got to write that better. Tangent of your angle, which I'll use theta, is opposite over adjacent. So you need to know sine of theta is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent of your reference angle is opposite over adjacent. So they want opposite over adjacent. So I say tangent of angle Z is 21 over 28. And that reduces to 3/4. So you also want to make sure you reduce your fractions. So that's how you do that part. So I'll say that tan of Z equals to 3/4. These are all just kind of the same thing over and over. I'll do another one. Let's look at number 9. They want cosine of angle Z. So now my reference angle is there. I know that the hypotenuse is always across from the 90. The one across from the reference angle is always opposite, and the one next to the reference angle is always adjacent. Since they want cosine, I know cosine of theta is adjacent over hypotenuse. So I'm going to say cosine of Z is 24 over 30, and then that reduces. So cosine of Z should be 4 over 5. Now they want us finding it as a decimal, not a fraction. There's a reason for this. We'll check out what that is in a little bit. So let's do 11 together. They want cosine of Z. So here's your reference angle Z. The hypotenuse is opposite the 15. Is opposite the 90-degree angle. The opposite is opposite the reference angle. And then the other one's adjacent because it's next to the reference angle. So if they want, we know that cosine of the reference angle is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if they want cosine of Z, it's adjacent over hypotenuse. That's going to be 12 over 15. And this time they don't want us to reduce it into a fraction. They want a decimal, and they say round to the nearest thousandth. So we're going to say that cosine of Z equals 0.8. So the nearest 10,000th, that's going to be 4 decimal places. That's usually where we carry out these trig ratios too. So let's look at, like, say 15. Tangent of the reference angle is opposite over adjacent. So they want tangent of C. So here's my reference angle C. Across from the 90 is hypotenuse. Across from the reference angle is opposite. The one next to the reference angle is adjacent. So they want 12 over 35. So tan of C equals, I do that division on my calculator, and I get a number that I'm going to round to 0.3429. So that's rounding to the nearest thousandth. Now, these guys are the interesting ones, where I don't give you a triangle. Someone's already worked out these ratios, but they never express them as fractions. They express them as decimals rounded to the nearest thousandth. So when you're asked to find, like, the sine of a degree measure like this, you have to use a table. So here's our so let's look at the one we wanted to find. Sorry. We want sine of 48 degrees. So just like here, right, we had some degree measures in one of these guys. No, we didn't. But for this given angle, when the reference angle is 48 degrees, you can think of a right triangle that's got a reference angle of 48 degrees. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So the ratio of those two sides, they're going to tell us what is the decimal. This table will tell us that. So 48 degrees. So I look at my trig table. You can see they have all the angles from 0 to 90 degrees, right? We wanted 48 degrees, I think it was. So I find that right here, and it tells us our three ratios. We wanted the sine, so it's 0.7431. Oops. So it's 0.7431. That's the sine of 48. Okay, if I want to do the cosine of 51 degrees, like if I look at number 22, cosine of 51 degrees, I keep doing that. I go to 51, that's right here. The cosine value is 0.6293. So you're going to be able to use this table for other stuff. So right now we want to practice evaluating using the table. I've got this practice sheet you need to finish, and I have another one that I'm going to give you.